there's different theories about ghosts. Well, like how you're saying, like that some play in a loop. So there's like intelligent hauntings and residual hauntings. And intelligent ones, they know you're there, they're trying to talk to you, they'll knock stuff over. It's like kind of poltergeisty activity. And then there's residual hauntings, which you see them doing the same thing over and over again. So that sort of explains, like, if you see a ghost in a house and it looks like they're cut off at the waist going up your stairs or something. Well, it's maybe because they've had to rebuild the home, but they're still living, like, in a version of the home that was lower. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
So, like, you'll see a ghost doing the same things. They can't seem to pay attention to you. Typically, people see it. They don't hear it. They see, like, an apparition doing the same thing.
Or maybe they're just shy and they've got to put their pants on. Whatever.
On a Thursday afternoon after work, Darin and I went out to the middle of nowhere, Rowley, Alberta, which sits about 74 miles outside of Calgary. While I haven't heard of specific ghost sightings in Rowley, I still wanted to go and just see if there was a kind of haunted vibe there. And Darin's a natural skeptic, so he makes the perfect ghost hunting companion. He's also a very talented landscape photographer, his photos often starring his childhood bear Socrates. We spent a lot of time taking photos and getting B-roll around the town, and we also sat down and chatted a little bit about what we think the existence of ghosts could actually be.
This scared the hell out of me. I thought it was someone looking down on me. It scared me. Big time.
You talked about, it could be energy, right?
Right.
I would think that the energy would be, following entropy would be dissipated or would no longer be cohesive in any way.
Right.
So I see the energy needs to go somewhere, but I don't see it continuing in a form.
In a conscious form.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the idea, is that it remains conscious.
So whatever it is, that part doesn't make sense to me quite either.
Right.
But quantum mechanics. If we really think of time as the fourth dimension, and we are kind of consigned to move in one direction always, but the universe doesn't necessarily always work that way. Stuff can, in theory, in fact, they've actually been able to, I think, move microscopic particles through time. But what if there were, these would be more like echoes? What if we can sometimes accidentally, or the world somehow accidentally in some spot allows a little bit of movement across that fourth dimension? And so what you're seeing is history. And just a glimpse of it. And so it's not a ghost, it's actually a glimpse of something that actually happened. That's why there's usually so little interaction between ghosts and people. They can't see each other, except maybe accidentally. Mm-hmm. And something like that could be happening.
I have thought of that, but of course I never had the words to explain it. But that's kind of what I thought, sort of like this lapse in time, or like where time doesn't fully exist and we're seeing the future, the past, whatever, but we perceive it as ghosts. Yeah. I'm fully open to that idea.
Yeah, like a literal wrinkle in time.
Yeah.
Whether or not ghosts exist in Rowley, the small town's history still lingers. The Canadian Northern Railway was built through the town in 1911, and Rowley then became an agricultural hub with a whopping population of 500 people. In the 1970s, the population dwindled so low that the town officially became a ghost town. In 1988, the film Bye Bye Blues was filmed here, and for all my queer followers, this was directed by the same woman who directed Better Than Chocolate. Today, there are approximately 9 residents and about a dozen cats that inhabit this tiny slice of Alberta history.
Huh.
Let's smell like
anybody home?
Kitties. Oh, it stinks like shit. Oh my god. Kitties. Hell. Kitties. And so I've even wondered, like, is there a psychological thing that happens Like, is it in our minds? Like, is it in people's
Could
minds?
be. That's probably the best explanation.
But then so much of it would have to be coincidence. A lot of it would be coincidence. That people see the same things or hear the same things. Obviously, people can hear stories. There's room for error, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if two have a similar experience in the same place, but have had no connection with each other or the story before,
Yeah,
how do you explain that? Yeah.
yeah.
You can visit Rowley anytime, but they have pizza nights on the last Saturday of every month, which I've heard is the best pizza around. I'll have to go back for it someday soon.